It's Premier League Game Week 24 preview. Now we want to talk about matches that will be played this week and the title chase, the top of the table, how complicated, how difficult and interesting it's looking at the top of the table. But this is the Premier League. It's always very difficult. Nobody wins the Premier League very easily. The Premier League is where you can see the bottom teams defeating the teams at the top. It's very common in the Premier League. Now, here's an interesting fact. For the past 5 matches, the last 5 matches in the Premier League, it's only Newcastle that has won 3 matches. Out of the last 5 matches that have been played in the EPL, only Newcastle, out of the 20 teams, only Newcastle has won 3 matches out of those 5. That is to tell you how competitive and how crazy it is at the EPL, at the Premier League title chase and the first and the relegation survival zone. So it's quite interesting. Now I'll be discussing about the fixtures, the matches that will be played, the possibilities and everything. We're going to talk about briefly about everything. I hope you stay tuned and listen to us. And before we go into it proper, I would like you to like, share, subscribe, and please comment down on this video. Thank you so much. I think this is a very straightforward answer. The Premier League, the title chase, it's a marathon. That's 38 games to be played across the 10 months, right? 9 to 10 months of the Premier League. So it is a marathon. You cannot decide the winner of the Premier League by January. So the title race is still very much open. Any team can still win it. It might not be the first 3 teams that we are looking at. Manchester United can still perform a wonder because mathematically it is still very possible. So it is still open. Any team can still win it. Results don't lie. Tables don't lie. So far, the team at the top of the table will be the team you will have to consider so far the most informed team. And from the table, it's very obvious that Arsenal is the team that is doing better than every other team. Even though that the past 3 matches, they have not been able to register a win. It has been 2 draws and 1 defeat, which is against Manchester United, the defeat last week. But looking on paper and the squad depth they have, they still look like the favorite to win the league. Like I said previously, the title chase is a marathon. The Premier League is a marathon. You don't determine who wins it by January. And as a matter of fact, the gap are still very closable, So Aston Villa has a chance, as well as the first 2 teams on the table. Aston Villa still has a chance. If they keep their form and keep winning games, I believe that they can do it. Of course, Manchester City will be considered the best team in the Premier League in the last 10 years. And if you look at history, they have been able to nip the title from Arsenal 2 times at a row. That was 2023, 2024. They stole the title from Arsenal. They came from behind to win the title. So Manchester City have done it before and they are still capable of doing it again. And where it gets interesting is that they are chasing Arsenal again, and Arsenal would be having this PTSD, the feeling of the past. It's going to be like a trauma. We've experienced this thing against this particular team twice, and they are behind us again. Would they do it for the 3rd time? So this is what you have to be considering. Manchester City has every chance. They have the ability, they have the experience, they have the manager who have won multiple titles in the Premier League. So it's very much possible as against Arsenal that have not won anything in the past 6 years, and they have not won the Premier League for 22 years. So if you look at it, the pressure is on Arsenal more because they wouldn't want to fail, they wouldn't want to collapse. So the pressure is on them, and it is in this particular situation or state that mistakes are bound to happen commonly. I said earlier that the Premier League is a marathon, and you cannot determine or decide who wins it by January. But if we are being honest, Liverpool is far behind. If Arsenal bottles it, will Manchester City do? If Manchester City bottles it, will Aston Villa do? So it's a very tall walk, a very difficult one for Liverpool to come from behind and still make it. coupled with the fact that their form is not very consistent. Had it been that they have found their form back and you are seeing a consistent run, you can make that decision, or you can make that a prediction, they might come from behind and win it. So I don't think they have that opportunity again. But mathematically, it is still possible. Chelsea are looking very bright recently with the change of coach. Ryan Resnick looking like he got the sauce. He knows what he's doing. Chelsea still mathematically stand a chance, but when you look at the experience in the team and coupled with the fact that the new coach is in the team, it's going to be very difficult to put them in the title challenge. But anything is possible in football. Will they do it? I don't think so. Is it possible? Yes. That's football for you. But I don't believe that they will win. But they have a chance. They can try. I want to talk about the fixtures that we have this weekend. Arsenal, I want to be focusing on the first six. Don't want to be going on in other matches that will be played. So Arsenal will be going to Leeds to match up against Leeds. And Arsenal, if you look at their past three matches, they have not been able to secure a win. So hopefully they are going to Leeds being hungry for success. So the determination to win is what is going to help Arsenal if they consider themselves title contenders. This is a match that they must win. There doesn't need to be any excuse. Leeds are going to fight because every team is fighting. Leeds are going to fight against Arsenal, but Arsenal are the favorite to win this. Is it possible that Leeds can cause an upset? It's very much possible in the Premier League, but on paper, they are not matched to Arsenal. So Arsenal has to win this match. If they drop any point for that, it's going to be very, very difficult for them because the moral, how do I put it? They are going to lose the morale to fight on. 2 points, it's going to be 2 points likely. No, it's going to be, if they draw, it's going to be 2 points, 3 points leads. If they lose, it's going to be 2 points if Aston Villa and Manchester City wins their match. So it's going to have a psychological effect on Arsenal if they drop points here. But I hope they go ahead and win this match. Okay, I'm going to talk about the other three matches. Chelsea will be going, West Ham will be going to Stamford Bridge to play against Chelsea. Chelsea looks a reformed team. They look like an entirely different team currently under Resnick, and I think they're going to beat West Ham. No more much points dropping now. The manager looks like he's intelligent. He knows what he wants to do. He knows how to set up his team. He knows the players that he wants to use. So looking at that, I think Chelsea has a chance to win. Maybe they will not drop more points going forward. Maybe they will not drop much points, not more points. Definitely every other team is going to drop points, but maybe not much points. But I hope they beat West Ham tomorrow. For Liverpool versus Newcastle, this is going to be a very tough match, a very difficult match for Liverpool. Liverpool have not been able to get a win in the last 5, right? 5 matches, 4 draws, 1 loss. That's very unlikely. That is very unusual for a team like Liverpool, dropping that such a amount of points, losing so many games. So Newcastle Liverpool is going to be a very difficult one. Fortunately for Liverpool, they are playing at Anfield, but is Anfield still a fortress? We are going to know on Saturday. But this match, I'm going to give it Liverpool to win by 1-0. It's going to be a very narrow win, if at all there's going to be a win. For Manchester United, Fulham. Manchester United resurgence is quite amazing. Under Carrick, they have beaten Arsenal, they have beaten Manchester City, and they did that playing very well. They did that convincingly. You won't call it a fluke. When you look at their game against Arsenal, you see that they had a game plan. They forced Arsenal into mistakes. Against Manchester City, they totally outplayed Manchester City, completely outplayed Manchester City. So they have a chance to win this match. They have a chance to keep competing. Maybe they will be fighting for top 4. Maybe something will happen at the top and they will be going for the title as well. But I hope they beat Fulham. It's not going to be easy. Remember, this is the Premier League. And for Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester City, this is going to be the last match I'm going to talk about. Manchester City will be going to White Hart Lane, and it has not always been a very easy match for Manchester City. They lost earlier this season against Tottenham at Etihad City. Now they are going to White Hart Lane. Tottenham has not been performing greatly. At the start of the season, they were looking like they were in form. That was why they were able to defeat Manchester City. But currently, it doesn't look like that. It's looking like an entirely different team struggling, even though they are performing very well in Europe. You can imagine. Premier League is very difficult. But I think this is going to be a draw. Sentiments, I want Manchester City to drop points. I'm going to be sentimental here. I want them to drop points, but are they going to drop? On paper, Manchester City is the better team, but everybody is struggling. So I leave it to be a draw match. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you like, subscribe, share, and please comment under this post. Next week, you're going to see me with another analysis for the matches until the final day of the Premier League. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.